Hey, it's the Big Kahuna. New video for you. Haven't been put one up for a while. What I'm going to talk about in this video, this particular video, is the the shooting, the school shooting down in Texas in Uvalde. There's every time there's an incident like this, there's a lot of Monday morning quarterbacking. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. Um, I personally think the media is trying to make these officers look like cowards. Uh, I think they had a duty to breach, and that was up to the incident commander who de escalated it to a, uh, a barricaded gunman scenario. I think that's the wrong decision. Uh, they had him contained. They should have took him out. They should have took him out from outside, or kept him contained in the building, and had a sniper take him out through the window. That's would have been the optimum thing, because bringing people in and breaching is, they call it the funnel, the murder funnel, or the cone, murder cone, when you're breaching, when you're coming in, because they got the drop on you, and they can just mow you down as you come through the door. And this guy's armed with, had, from accounts I've heard, over 1,000 rounds of ammunition. He had, in total, between the magazines he had on him and the magazines he had dropped, he had like somewhere in the neighborhood of 60 50 round magazines. That took a lot of money to to buy two AR weapons with. I don't have that kind of armament. My sons don't have that kind of armament. To have two weapons with that much ammunition. So when I see this, I get, first of all, I'm glad that it didn't get worse. But a breach like that would have just resulted in a lot of dead cops. So I can understand holding out for a lot of. If you had him contained, but the sniper would have been the best option. And from what I understand, they had at least two trained snipers on location. I don't know if they were there before or after the suspect was killed, but they had to wait. They waited for the border patrol, uh, and with their tactical unit, uh, BORTAC, I think they call them, and whether that resulted in loss of human life, additional loss of human life, we don't know. We'll have to find out. That'll have to be determined forensically. Um, Basically, with time, pathologists can determine within a reasonable amount of time, based on body temp, after when the person died. But that's usually a window within a couple of hours, so we really aren't going to be able to determine it. But there's stories of people running in the building and getting their kids and getting out. There's stories of cops running in and getting their kids and getting it out, and that's a fucking lie, because the cop that was there, the deputy sheriff that was there, was wounded, and his kid got killed. So, uh, the video, and Tucker Carlson. You don't know anything about law enforcement. Don't try to talk about law enforcement. They needed to establish a perimeter so that to contain the scene, keep people in and keep people out. And that's what those officers that were just standing around were trying to do. Now, like I said, I believe the incident commander fucked up. They should have breached. They should have. There's a lot of coulda, shoulda, wouldas. There's a lot of cops right now that are heartbroken because they feel they could have done more, and now they're getting kicked in the ass by the media. And then some jackass said, "Well, that's part of your job to go in and die." To go in and die. Yeah, it's part of your job to put your life on the line. It's not part of your life, part of your job to actually seek it. To put, you're supposed to be going home at the end of the day, just like anybody from any other job. A lot of guys don't, but the media person that said that, I guess it's part of your job to die. No, it's not part of your job to die. You show me where it is in the job description of a police officer that part of it is to die. Now, another thing I want to touch on. I had a career in law enforcement. I also had a career in the public school system. And the fact that a teacher propped a locked door open, comes as absolutely no surprise to me. I can go back to this. I haven't worked for the school district I worked for getting on 3 years. I'm retired for 3 years. And I can go back to each and every school, to the door that the teachers leave propped open so they can go out and smoke or drink. Go out to their cars to smoke or drink. And I'm willing to bet you that each and every one of those doors. And the thing is, the doors are scanned, that you have a scan card and they open. But they don't want to use the scan card because it leaves a digital thing that you have left the building and you're re-entering the building, and the union doesn't want that footprint to exist, because it makes the teachers look like they're not, because they're going out and smoking when they're supposed to be having prep time. They're out in the car smoking, or outside of the building smoking, or drinking. Because yes, there are teachers who have alcohol issues and do go out in their cars and drink. I know a few of them from when I worked. Now, like I said, I could go back to each and every one. That's 15 elementary schools, a high school, 5 middle schools, and alternate education buildings. I could go to each one of those buildings, to the door that they would leave. Usually what they would do is they would leave a pencil in the trough of the threshold, and that way the door appears to be closed, but it doesn't latch. So that's what they do. And no matter how many times you tell a teacher no, they do what they want. They're some of the most arrogant people you ever want to encounter as teachers as a whole. Don't tell them no, you can't do that, because you tell them no, they can't do that, they'll do it more. And no, you can't prop a door open. I'm sure that it's part of that school district's property. It was part of my school district's property not to have the doors propped open. That it's supposed to be one point of ingress to the school while the kids are in session. That's what it's supposed to be. But in so many instances, there isn't. Like I said, all those schools, they have a specific door that is propped, so that the teachers can come in and out, and the students know where those doors are. And if the students know where those doors are, most of your school shooters, are former students. So there's a good chance that they know a way into the building. That is why the the entrance and the entrances and exits need to be hard. The whole perimeter of the buildings need to be hardened. Those sense if a door is left ajar, a security guard needs to know that. They should be maintained, that they can monitor that. Armed security is imperative in a school like that. And I'm not talking about arming teachers for the same reason. Teachers as a whole, I've met so many nice teachers that are very good people, but there are the overwhelming majority of the teachers that I've encountered through the years are, to put it mildly, weird. There's fire engines, and it's scaring my cat. Here you go. I knew you were going to do that. That's Jasper. He's a fire engine. Scare you, buddy? Huh? Yeah, he's a sweetheart. I'm sitting out here with Jasper and Cream. This is Jasper. He's my buddy. Oh, you want to get down now? Okay, you don't hear the sirens no more. So now I got hair all over my shirt. Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame because that we really need to turn our schools into fortresses if we want our children to be safe. We need to turn them into fortresses. We need to upgrade the glass, particularly on the ground floor of the building, so that if it's not bulletproof, it's bullet resistant. Because the school district I worked in was a very violent city, and we've had errant rounds hit our buildings. So that's it's not just for school shooter instances. That needs to be addressed. The school district I used to work for, they put in new doors, and they went from steel doors that they had with no windows to doors with windows, with top windows, a sash at the top and a sash at the bottom. Problem with that is it's not bullet resistant. If it was bullet resistant, I'd be all right with it. Somebody wants to get in that building, 2 rounds of 223 blows that window out. One shatters it, the other one makes it cave in. Reach in, push the handle inside, you're in the building. So, excuse me. Down, Cream. Get down. Yeah, he's climbing on the screen. She's climbing on the screen. They went completely bass-ackwards with that when they upgraded the doors around the school district. You need steel doors, no windows, steel doors. You need a secure entryway, like a vestibule, where the only person that's going to be in there is maybe a security guard, but without access to buzzing. You need two people on that point of ingress, that single point of ingress in the building. One is a guard in that vestibule with them, that's completely secured. They come in the one door, they can't get through the other door till the other guard buzzes them through, and they are searched and they are metal detected. That's one thing you need to do with each, and then, like I said, you make sure there's detection devices so that these doors are not propped open. You have cameras on each door to make sure no one is left into the building. These are the things that need to be done around every school district. You need to turn them into fortresses. If you have a loading dock at your school, that's a point of ingress. You need to turn that loading dock into what we call a sally port. And that's what they have at prisons. Sorry to tell you this, but it's you pull a truck into a contained area, and then There's a loading dock. So you have an outer perimeter to the loading area that the person can't breach because they have to. The truck has to come in through a door and then pull to the loading docks, either a gate or a door. Preferably a gate a door that's fully enclosed, but that's not exactly practicable. You need a gate that is sufficient to, if not stop someone, to slow them down significantly. And that means razor wire. Um, so that they can't use the loading dock area of the school as a point of ingress to do their. There's a lot of things to unpack here. A lot of people don't realize it's going to cost a lot of money. A lot of money out of school district budgets. And maybe if they stop spending that money on stupid shit, or like freaking LGBTQ clubs with strippers dancing at their school, like in the one school, high school in Pennsylvania, like promoting horrible false histories. Um, our history is filled with enough inequities that we don't need this false history that people are promoting. We need to stop pushing bullshit in our schools, and we need to start concentrating on protecting our kids. That's it for today. Thank you.